For Reaper Metal Productions, I am Adam of Unbaptized Records, making a brand new video for you. Today I'm going to go over what I've been listening to in my car. Got a stack of about 11 CDs here, so without any further ado, this is actually the one I just recently listened to. I actually just finished it 5 minutes ago. But if you're not familiar, it's the Seattle-based band Zoth with Interdimensional Invocations. It's their second album. I believe they also have like an EP or demo that came out before this. But their first album was only available on CD. This is CD, and they also have a vinyl as well. And I have that, which is awesome. And I have this signed by the band. So I never met the band, but I did get this signed when I bought it from them off their Bandcamp page, which is a conversation I'll probably have in another video about getting stuff signed by bands I've never met. So I love that. It's sort of like Blackened, Tech Death, got songs about like aliens and stuff, so definitely cool. I enjoyed it. Next is the band Gore Punch, Give 'Em Hell. This is a supposedly exhumed worship band from Seeing Red Records, so that's Tommy Haywood, also does Redefining Darkness. He said this is an exhumed kind of worship band. I actually felt it was more reminiscent of maybe the Black Dahlia murder, at least vocally, same with kind of maybe Revocation, maybe sort of half and half, but cool band, good sound, I like it. Probably a band you haven't heard of before. Definitely check them out on Seeing Red Records, Gore Punch. Album called Give 'Em Hell, so I definitely recommend it. Next, we have a staple in any death metal collection. These are the recently pressed from Hell's Headbangers digibooks, Chrisan, their album Apocalyptic Revelations. Chances are, if you're a fan of death metal, I don't need to explain Chrisan to you. I wasn't a big fan of these digis. I'm not sure if I talked about it in a previous video. They kind of have these little crimped edges, and then just the way the CD's stored in there, not the biggest fan. And then the lyric book kind of sticks, at least the first and the last page don't really fold out all the way, but doesn't really matter. It's a great album, absolutely love it. Mandatory death metal, especially more on the tech death side, especially if you're a fan of like, you know, early Morbid Angel and Angel Corpse, bands of that nature, which I'm pretty sure Angel Corpse came out around the same time as Chrisan. So chances are, if you know one band, you know the other. Next is a band you probably don't know, and this is another band that in another video I will get into how I heard about them. But this band is called Chaos Horde with the EP name Hordes Arising. This is a newer band. This is sort of like a blackened speed thrash type band. This is awesome. This is just 5 songs on the EP, but this is absolutely great. I think they only have 1 or 2 other releases. One of the releases is a split 7-inch, which again, that's how I found out about the band, and I will definitely discuss them in another video. But for now, if you like early Toxic Holocaust, check out Chaos Horde. I think you'll like this a lot. And next we have the last album I listened to in 2024, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will know. This is the Pennsylvania-based band Dessentients with their album Empire Anatomy. Again, signatures here from a band I never met, which again will be maybe a topic for a different video. These guys are great. These are, I feel like they're very heavily influenced by the band Revocation. Again, another example. When I first put this on, that was the first thing I heard was the band Revocation. So, again, Pennsylvania-based band. A lot of awesome bands out of Pennsylvania that I do hope to see someday. I did see Vicious Blade last year, but I'm hoping to catch these guys. Definitely Cruel Bomb, which they alluded they might be in my area next year around April. Lady Beast, so just tons of awesome Pennsylvania bands. Definitely a band I want to catch live. Next is probably the only album in this pile that I wasn't really a fan of, and that's the newest Blood Feast from last year. Blood Feast Infinite Evolution. I love their first release, and I love their Face Fate EP, and that's about as far as I've ever gotten with them. This release, I really didn't care for. I thought the music was pretty good. I just didn't care for the vocals. I thought they just sounded kind of weird, very, not monotone, but there's really no fluctuations in the vocals. Didn't really do it for me. This is probably one of the few albums that I'm not going to keep. Maybe it'll go to a giveaway, or, you know, if someone buys music from me on my Discogs, I'll just throw this in for free, but really wasn't a big fan of it, and I don't think I'll be checking out more by Blood Feast. I think I'm going to stick with their first release and their EP. So next we have Ohio native Graveworm one of the earlier black metal projects, early 90s, I believe. And this is the Shadowlands. Again, if you're familiar with this channel, you should definitely know who Graveworm is. If not, I'm kind of surprised. Kevin Graveworm was on a few old Hellcast episodes. He's definitely someone I plan to hopefully interview when I go to Ohio for Dead by Dog in June of this year. This is really good black metal, and I can't really think of anyone who sounds like this. Kevin has a really unique vocal style, and he releases music like every year, sometimes multiple times a year, so I definitely recommend picking up Graveworm. I probably want to do a video just dedicated to my Graveworm collection. I think that'd be a good idea. Just do a spotlight on him, and then kind of an interesting story about Graveworm that, again, I'll probably tell in a different video regarding a show that happened in my neck of the woods, which I was not there for, unfortunately, but I would have liked to have been. Next, we have another classic that needs no introduction. It's Massacre from Beyond. If you don't know Massacre, again, don't really know what you're doing. On this channel, this is a classic. I know some people are fans of this and pretty much only this, and then obviously the demos. I agree with them. I think anything after this kind of sucks. I have the second album on tape, and it's kind of deplorable. The cover is crap. The music is kind of crappy. It's unfortunate because Camley's awesome, one of the originators of, the death metal growl, and I don't think he gets enough credit, but unfortunately, I can kind of see why, because after this, the band pretty much sucked. So this is definitely a classic, worth owning, but I'd say this in the demos, and that's about it. Another album you should be familiar with, especially if you're a fan of the channel, is WUT Angel, Under Sadistic Pressure. This is a Reaper metal release, and this is, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's definitely in the sort of like Black and Death vein. Again, very unique vocals. I can't really think of too many other people who sound like this. And the only other thing to really note is that the vocalist, I believe, is also in the band Noidva. I think that was his side project, which Reaper had mentioned on a Reaper Metal video. So check this out. This is one of their later releases. They have a few earlier ones, and I also have this on LP as well. So definitely worth checking out. All right, getting to the last two here. Another one that really kind of needs no introduction. This is Dark Throne, Arctic Thunder. I'm not the biggest Dark Throne fan. I know, obviously, the earliest stuff is usually what people think of, especially after Soulside Journey. Kind of throw that one out and just start with the black metal releases. But I do like this one a lot. I really like songs like, I got to remind myself, but yeah, Thrown Through the Marshes, and I think the other one was Tundra Leech. Again, not the biggest Dark Throne fan. I think this might be like the only album actually owned by them, but I do enjoy it. So I would say definitely worth checking out, but I mean, come on, you already know the album. And then this last one was thrown in for free on a recent order, which I will also be putting into its own video because it was a hell of an order, probably one of my favorite orders from 2024. And if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know what I'm talking about. This is an Iron Pegasus release. This is Unholy Lust with Humanity at its End. I have not listened to this yet, but this was a gift thrown in. So thank you for that. This is cool. I'm going to listen to this probably now. But this Iron Pegasus purchase I made will definitely have its own video. And there's a certain song on the band that I bought, like one of the albums I bought. It's all the same band, just a couple different LPs, that also ties into this channel and has a special place in my brain, just because of something related to this channel, which, again, when you see that video, you'll understand why. I'm not going to spoil anything, but again, if you're following me on Instagram, you probably already know what I'm talking about. So that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.